So we are going to jump right into this, and we're going to start by priming our eyelids. I am using the Potion Primer, and I'm going to put this all over my eyelid, and I'm just using my finger to apply it. And I'm not doing this, in any specific place. I'm just putting it all over my eyelid. And don't mind my husband walking back and forth through this video. He was getting ready for work. So now I'm going to go in with my Urban Decay Smoked Palette, and I'm going to be using the color Freestyle, as you can see here. And I'm just using my finger to apply this. I'm just going to use this as my base color so I can blend everything out a lot easier, and I feel like it helps hide any lines or veins that I have right now on my eyelid. And I find that using my finger is a lot easier than using a brush because it packs on the color extremely quick and I can just get it done and over with. So I'm just doing that, and after this I'm going to go in with the main colors that we are going to be using for this look. So as you can see, I'm going to use an Ulta eyeshadow in the color Grace, and I'm going to be packing this in, I'm not going to be packing this, I'm going to be using it to define where my crease is and where I want it to be. And I'm just going to be very careful with this, and the reason why I use this brush is just to basically outline where I want it to be, and in a minute I will be going in with another brush, and that will be used to just blend it out a little more and to add more color. So you can see here I'm taking an EcoTools brush, a fluffier brush, and I'm going to blend that out, and then I will be going back in with more of that Grace to deepen the color a little bit and just work it in. And I'm going from the middle of my eyelid to the outer corner, and then I go back in with just a little bit of product and blend it more in towards the inner corner. So I went off camera when I was filming this, but all I did there was go on the lower half of the V. So now I'm taking a Morphe palette in 335W, and I'm going to be using two colors out of this to pack all over the rest of the eyelid, and they are light, milky colors, and they just make it look so much cleaner. And the reason why I went with these is just because I wanted to have a more fresh looking eye and just look like a better version of myself. And since my eyes have green in them, the purple helps them pop, and then adding the white milky colors is just going to make my eyes look more open and awake and fresh. So that's exactly what I'm doing here. And I'm just mixing those two colors together and packing it all over my eyelid. I'm not doing anything else besides that, and I drag it clear up to my crease each time. And then I'm going back in with that EcoTools brush, and I am just blending everything together so there are no harsh lines. And I will be going back in with that Grace just to deepen the color a little bit more. And you can build this up to as much intensity as you want it to have. I don't want it extremely dark, but looking back now, I wish that I would have used a little bit darker of a color. So now moving on to skin, and I'm going to be using the Sephora foundation for my entire face. And I just put this in dots all over my cheek area, and I do it in two different sections. And the reason why I do this is because when I go and I use my Real Techniques sponge and just pull a product off the back of my hand, I feel like it wastes a lot more product than if I do it this way. So this is just a habit that I've gotten into, and it works best for me. And I'm just going to blend this out until it is where I want it to be. Now I'm going to be going in with concealer, and I'm using the Rimmel London Match Perfection Concealer. Now this isn't very brightening. I feel like for this being the lightest color it should be a lot more brightening, but it's not. But it works to conceal your under eye area, and I am just going from the corner of my eye down my nose and then back up to the outer corner of my eye. So I'm just making a triangle underneath to conceal that entire area, and I'm going to go in with a brush and just help blend that out. And as soon as I am done with this, I will be going in with my sponge again just to help blend that out, pick up any excess concealer or any product that I haven't blended out quite good enough. And so you can just see I'm blending this in, and I do use my fingers to blend out the very inner corner because it irritates my eyes if I put anything too close to there. And you can just see me, working that out with the sponge. So now I'm just going to fill in my brows, and I just use eyeshadow to do this. I have tried pencils and none of them work that well for me. I feel like this is the easiest way to do it, and I'm not going to show very much of this because I'm thinking about doing a complete video on just eyebrows and how I take care of mine and how I pluck them, because I don't go to a professional to get them done. But you can see here I've already applied the product, and I'm just going in and cleaning up my brows and making them look a lot better. And then I'm just going to go back in over the top of them with a brow gel, and this is from Revlon, I believe, and I will have everything linked below, so if you have any questions I'll have it all down there. And now I'm going to contour, and I think contouring is my favorite part because I have learned the easiest way to do it. So what I'm going to do is start at the top of my head, and I'm going to work this across my forehead, and then I'm going to drag it down to where the point on my ear is, and I make a slight line where I want that contour to be defined. And then I continue on down underneath my chin to help me look like I have a more pronounced jawline. Now, the way I'm doing this is like a 3 on both sides of my face. And I always carve out exactly where I want everything to be before I go and blend everything out, because then I know what it's going to look like when I'm done. And I'm just going to take a Real Techniques brush and I'm going to go and blend like crazy. And it takes some time to do this, but it turns out looking so good and so flawless, and you just look beautiful by the end of it, that it's worth it. And it's the easiest way that I have found to contour. So you can see here I just made the duck face, and basically what I did that for was to show you that it goes from my ear, the top part of my ear, down to where my cheek or where my lips are, and doing this is just going to help define that, but I don't drag it all the way down because then it starts to look too muddy on me. And I'm not sure why, but on one side of my head it makes it look a little bit darker than it actually is, but you can see here it's not quite that dark. So now I'm going in with my Maybelline Big Eye mascara, and I'm just going to put this all over my lashes. And I normally, on a day-to-day basis, do not wear falsies just because they're more of a pain in the butt than they're worth to me. But if you really wanted to go all out with this, you could go ahead and throw some lashes on top and it would be absolutely beautiful. Just like you could deepen the colors, and you can tweak this to make it your own look. I just like it this way because it fits my eyes and it's simple, and my husband likes it too. And I like to do what he likes part of the time anyways. So now I'm going to move on to the lips, and I am going to be going in with the Rimmel London lip liner, and this is in the color Epic. And I'm using this because it's fairly nude and I didn't want anything too over the top. I just wanted some type of color. So what I do is I line the outer part of my lips and then I color them in. And I don't ever have to overdraw my lips or anything like that because my lips are already big enough as they are. But I'm very careful with this because sometimes I can get a little bit crazy and look a little overdone. And after this, I'm just going to go ahead and go in with the NYC Liquid Lip Shine, and the color I'll be using is Rivington Rose, I believe, and I will have that linked below also. And I like this because it's not matte. I wanted something that, you know, drew more attention because my eyes are so basic. But I really like this, and I applied quite a bit of it because I knew I would go and kiss my husband and some of it would come off. And then I'm going to go in with some blush, and I am using Jordana blush in the color Coral Sandy Beach. And I just applied that on the apples of my cheeks, and now I'm going in with Jaclyn Hill's Highlight Champagne Pop, and I'm going to apply that on the top of my cheekbones and right down my nose. And then after this, I am going to just spray my face, and I think this is the Beauty Juice. It's all organic, and you can see here I am completely done. I just pulled down my hair. I unleashed the beast. And then right after this, I'm just going to show my husband something in the camera. But thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you in my next video. Bye!